So, whew, it's a full moon, ladies, strawberry full moon in Sagittarius. Yeah, forgive me. Like I said, 3 hours sleep. So I was up for almost 24 hours yesterday and I only had 3 hours sleep. So I'm a little bit spacey today, but we'll see how it goes. But there's a full moon in Sagittarius. And it's interesting that you can read charts and you know what the astrological signs, what energy they carry, you know what the full moon energy means, et cetera, et cetera. And when I'm doing my research on the full moons, the strawberry moons, or whatever super blood moon, whatever moon it is, it's always so interesting to me how the interpretations are so different. Because I go to different websites to see what different people have to say. This camera thing is doing my head in right now. And but the overarching essence that I've gathered in all of my research is that when we have this not super moon, this strawberry moon in Sagittarius, it is a time to more or less like take a leap and be really true to who you are. All of those limiting beliefs, thoughts, ideas, whatever you want to name it, it's to kind of like sift through and let go all of them that have been holding you back or that no longer serve you. That's the overarching theme that I've gathered in my research. And that can be super scary for some of us to let go, because if we've been using those methods, ideas, and ideologies to pretty much live our entire life up until this point, we might have some inklings that maybe things weren't working, maybe things weren't gelling, but to let it go completely is not easy. And the full moon is about letting this stuff go. One of the other things I read too, it was because of and again, I'm not going to get into the planets because the different planets also hold energy, which has an impact on the astrological sign and the moon. It's a whole thing. It can cause you to, it can stir up a lot of, for lack of a better word, chaos, where one of the things I read was that don't make any decisions right now because things might not be clear. And if you're in a state of trying to decipher what you might need to let go of or what you might need to refine, it probably is a good idea not to make any really life-changing decisions right now, or maybe revisit some things that you've done before to make sure that it probably does resonate and line up with you. So our theme for today's class is Aim True. And this is stolen from that term, Aim True. It's stolen from Kathryn Budig. I don't know if that's the right way to pronounce her last name, but I remember that to be one of her tagline, Aim True. And I love it because that is pretty much how we should be aiming to live our lives, true to who we are, to what we have in here. Yeah, all the time. Okay, so I'm going to make my way to my mat. For props today, we're going for a big pose today. We haven't done this in a long time, and I hope that I'll just say that in the I don't know what the word is I'm looking for. In the whatever of aiming true, we're going to do our best with it. Okay. No expectations, no pressure. Just see what happens. And whatever does happen, it's going to be more than enough. Let's just make sure that I've got myself in the frame. I do. I don't think I mentioned what, did I mention what prop? A strap would be handy for sure. I guess if you are accustomed sitting on a block to raise your hips, then a block would also be great. The strap we don't need until much later on in the practice, but keep it nearby as always. A strap, a belt, a tie, a scarf, anything that you can use to connect your hands. And make it a little bit easier and nicer on the shoulders. Okay. So get super comfortable in your seat. Ground your sitting bones, and you can close your eyes to your level of comfort. And I'd like to invite you to just place your hands on your heart space. And ask yourself the question, what is true for you? It's a big question. It's a lot to unpack. And you may not even be able to answer this question today, right now in this moment. And that's okay. But it's just to sift through the thoughts that are inevitably going to flood in and see which ones land, see which ones hit a note or resonate most with you. And maybe let that be the invitation for this entire class, to really pay attention to the thoughts that pop up and the weight and the sensations, the emotions that follow these thoughts when they flow in. And then, of course, noticing where it lands in the body. The idea here is that depending on how it feels, depending on the emotion and the sensations, maybe that could be the belief to look at and to consider letting it go or loosening that grip. Aim true. And begin to move through the essential spinal movements, extension and flexion. Moving with your breath, you can choose to use your Ujjayi pranayama or stick with your regular breathing pattern. And into circumduction. And change direction. One more circle here. Good. And let's just move into twists. So take the arms up on your next breath in. And exhale, open up into a twist. Doesn't matter what side you twist to. Just hold it there for a full cycle of breath. Big inhale, big exhale. Inhale, sweep it up. And exhale as you spin over to the opposite side. One cycle of breath here as well. And then inhale, reach up. And exhale, come back to center. So we're going to go into the lateral flexion, etc., but not just yet. Are not in this position. Come off of your block if you were sitting on one. And let's go through a few windshield wipers here. So going through our hip mobility drill, keep your hands down so that you don't creep and walk off of your mat. Aim true, Sadie. Uh-oh. Okay. Next time you come to the right, stay there. So bring your right shin to parallel. You can bring your left heel closer to the buttocks. Flex the ankle and spread the toes of your right foot. You can spread the toes of the left as well. Just kind of squeeze the left buttocks and hit that left hip more forward. Good. Draw the shoulders back and down and chin. Take a big breath in here, lengthen the spine. Exhale and hinge forward. Don't have to go too far forward, just enough so you feel a strong sensation in the outer right hip. But do your best to keep the spine long. And remember, the chin is moving back. Good. And then come up right hand down, or maybe the right elbow comes down. Take the left arm up and over. into your lateral flexion. You can take the hand to the back of the head. I'm taking this option because my hand, actually it's kind of nice pressing into the wall. So really lift up the right side of the rib cage. So you open up the left side even more. Draw the right shoulder away from the air. And then reach up on your next breath in and take it up and over. So I like to anchor myself by holding onto that knee, so left hand to left knee, and then lift up with the right hand, an arm rather, and reach over to the left. Breathe into the right side of the ribs, all the way down to the top of that hip, into the right side of the pelvis, and then lift up on the inhale and exhale, ground it. Go ahead and shift over to the opposite side. Oh my goodness, cat, you're doing me in. Stop it. Chill out. Move. Shift. Okay. Flex left ankle, spread toes. Left shoulder's moving back, right shoulder's coming forward, as is the right hip. Big breath and lengthen. Exhale, hinge forward. Remember, you are going forward until you feel strong sensation of stretch in the outer left hip. You don't have to overdo it or go any further. Remember, the overarching theme today is to own true. In our yoga practice, that means letting go of the idea that it has to look a certain way or be a certain way for it to be acceptable, for it to be right. Then go ahead and lift up on your inhale. Exhale, let that go. Come down onto the left elbow or stay up on the hand. Big breath in, reach it up. So the left shoulder blade is pressing onto the back of the heart, and you're really thinking about lifting up from the left side and reach. Aiming to make a rainbow shape here. And then reach up, lift, lift, lift up. You can anchor yourself. If you want to, you don't have to, you can just reach your hands, but I kind of like it. And then lift up, big breath in, lift up, and exhale, reach over to the right. Good. After your next exhalation, big breath in, reach up, and exhale, release. From here, just come onto your hands and knees. And just do a couple of cat and cows. Making them your own, moving with the flow of your breath, the rhythm of your breath. The more we tap into this moon energy, the more we can use it to help guide us, give us a little bit of insight. It's really quite fascinating. Shift forward, let the pelvis get a little bit lower to the earth, draw the shoulders back, lift the chest up, and then go ahead and pick up into your downward facing dog, Adho Mukha. March it out really quickly. And then go ahead and sweep your right leg up for three-legged dog, bend the right knee and roll the right hip over, lift the gaze to the thumbs and keep lifting up the left side of the rib cage. Good. Re-square your pelvis and step your right foot to the front of the mat, but wider than you would normally go. Up on fingertips, or perhaps your hands come to a block. You can turn the toes out slightly on your right foot, shift forward and shift back. So we're moving into our low lunge, into our half Hanuman flow. Inhale, come forward, hold it here, shoulders back and down, lift the chest. And now exhale, shift back. Walk the hands forward. Arms are super long here. Isometrically pull the heel, the front heel to the back foot. And then take the right hand and reach it out wide to the right, up on fingertips. Roll the inner thighs back here. The gaze can be more forward. You can keep the gaze looking down. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Keep the inner squeeze, like hug your right inner thigh up and over that arm into the midline, and then release, come forward and step it back. Second side. Left leg lifts, bend the left knee, roll your hip open, lift the gaze to the thumbs. Then re-square and step the left foot wide. Right knee down. Toes out, lean into it. So take the leap, shift back. The leap of life. And back. A few more times. Last one here. Come forward. Shoulders back and down. And then shift back into Hanuman. So with the toes up and the heel pressing down and isometrically pulling to the back leg, the leg isn't going to be totally straight here, but straight enough if you're hamstring. You're walking the arms forward and the spine is long. So you're really lengthening the sides of the waist. Then you take the left hand and reach it underneath your left leg and stretch it to the back of the mat so it's wide. So your hands are opposite each other. You can look underneath your right armpit. Big breath in. Big breath out. Feel those hamstrings. And then slowly release it. And step the right foot wide. To mirror the left, lower into your Malasana. Big breath in. Exhale it, ground all that energy. One more big breath in and out here. And then slowly release, parallel the feet. Let's get a functional forward fold in, as I'm here by my couch, I'm going to use it. So weight the heels, hinge the hips back, shift the weight back, roll the inner thighs back. Everything is moving back as the arms get long and the hands reach forward. Chin back as well. Big breath in. Exhale it out. Twice more. Inhale. And exhale. Last one here. Make it count. Inhale, expand. And exhale. Shift the weight back into the four corners of your feet. Hands to shins. Drop the head around the spine. Tone the navel area and slide the hands up the legs as you uncurl. Step the feet in, hips distance, sweep the arms around. Bring the palms to meet above the head and exhale, bring the hands into the heart. So we're going to do my adaptation of the Shiva Rhea moon salutation. So from Anjali, open up into Pushpanjali. Take a big breath in, lift the chest up, a little bit of a back bend, and then exhale. You're going to take the hands down, bend the knees deeply, let the back of the hands rest on the back of the mat. So it's really like an offering. Now, full offering here, just allowing yourself that space. And then come into a flat back, your Uttanasana, your halfway lift, and step your left foot back to the mat. All right, and now you can ground your left hand and spin all the toes over, coming into what I like to call that funky tight lunge. Yep, and then circle the right arm around. Three times, the power of three. And after the third one, listen carefully. You're going to swing the arm back around, but spin now the long side of your mat. And then move through a little Skandasana flow. So you're bending the knees, swaying from side to side, sweeping the arms or the hands along the floor. Really fluid with the movement. And the next time you sway back to the front of the mat, right foot to be in the front, come back to the lunge. Step your right foot back into a plank, rest the knees. Walk the hands out and lower into puppy. Forehead rest. Hold it here, full breath in. Bigger breath out. Ground your elbows and pull yourself forward and lower into Sphinx pose. Sweep the toes back, lift the chest up, draw the shoulders back and down, chin back. Big breath in here. Exhale it out. Lower all the way down, stretch the arms out, bring the palms to meet above the head, fold down to pranam, full offering here. And then sweep the hands along the back of the head, like you're washing yourself, hands by a rib. Inhale, lift up into Bhujangasana. Exhale, release. Press up and back into your downward facing dog. Come up high into the balls of your feet, jump or step to the top of your mat. Inhale into your halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale, Pushpanjali, take your back bend. And exhale it down to the earth. Pause here for a moment. Just really release. Release the hold on all of these ideas that no longer serve you. And then inhale into your halfway lift. On the exhalation, step your right foot back. Ground your right hand and then spin open to the left. Circle the arm around. You can really flow with it as you beat the left arm forward. You can maybe lift the rib cage up a little bit, maybe lift the hips up a little bit, and then lower them as you circle the arm to the back of the mat. 3 times, really fluid with it. Last one here. And then turn to face the long side of your mat once again and move to your Skandasana flow. See how low you can get to the floor with this. And then the next time you sway back to the left, step back to plank, rest your knees, and lower into puppy. Anahatasana, melting the heart, hips over knees, arms stretched out, claw your hands into the mat, breathe into the back of the body. Elbows ground and just pull yourself forward and make it really fluid-like. Slide the shoulder blades along the back of the heart. Lift up into Sphinx pose. Full breath in, full breath out. And then lower full down to pranam. Arms out. So it's like a diamond shape with the arms. The hands are together in Anjali. Full breath in, full breath out. And then bring that same prayer to the back of the head. And then separate the hands and circle them around and plant them by your ribs. Inhale, lift up into your Bhujangasana. Exhale, let it go. Tuck your toes, lift up, press up and back into Adho Mukha. Use the step or hop to the top of your mat. Inhale into your halfway. Exhale to fold. Bend the knees and let's ripple up, nice and slow. Circle the arms around and up. And bring the hands to the heart. Whoa, and hold it there. Take a moment. Aim true. Notice how you feel. In your mountain pose, ground your feet, hug into your midline. Hug into your truth. Take your arms up, right hand to left wrist. Indudalasana, your crescent, over to the right. Inhale through center, switch your grip out and take it up and over to the left. Big breath in, reach your arms up on the exhalation, circle them around and lower into your Uttanasana. Inhale into your halfway lift. Hold the halfway lift, bend the left knee, and on the exhalation, reach your right hand up for a twist. Slowly release. Go ahead and bend the right knee, and I'll take the left hand up for your twist. Left leg is more straight. Lower the left hand down. Inhale into the halfway lift again. Exhale, take it back into downward facing dog. Sweep your right leg up for three-legged dog. Go ahead and bend the knee. Open up the hip. Lift the gaze to the thumb. Re-square and step your right foot to the top of the mat. Hands on either side of your right foot. Just going to do 3 rounds of our pyramid low lunge flow and shift it back. Shift forward. Again, big breath in here and exhale it back. Last one, inhale, come forward. Exhale, rock it back. So pick up the right toes, maintain that slight bend to the knee. Now draw your attention to your left foot. Pivot on the ball of your left foot and lower the heel. So the left foot is like it would be for your warrior 2 stance. Draw your right hip back. Lengthen the sides of the waist, gazes more towards the front of the mat. Breathe a whole lot here. Remember to pay attention to the thoughts that flood in and your responses to them. Go ahead and bend your right knee and bring your right arm on the inside of your right leg. Squeeze your inner thigh and knee into the tricep and push the tricep into that knee. Pull the right hip back. Take your left thumb to the inner crease of your right wrist. Trace the thumb up to the inseam of that right armpit. Take a big breath in here. Exhale, trace it across the collarbones and open up into an open twist here, if you will. Or maybe even you can think of it a side angle. Squeeze into the center. Now push down into your left foot and the right foot and lift up into warrior two. Big breath in. Exhale, anchor it. Bring your right palm up and curl it back into reverse warrior, Viparita, Virabhadrasana. Draw your attention to your right foot. Pick up the heel, deepen the knee bend, and now bring the right hand on the inside once again and duck it underneath the leg. It can be up on your fingertips or ground your right hand, or maybe your right hand comes to a block. Do your best here though to straighten out your right leg, and I'll take the left arm alongside your left ear for a funky side plank. Squeeze the feet towards each other. Keep that heel nice and high. One more big breath. Exhale, circle the left hand around and straighten out the right knee. Move into Utthita Trikonasana, your extended triangle pose. One more breath in. Exhale it out. Go ahead and circle the left hand back to the front. Pick up the back heel, turn the toes forward. And open up to what's in a twist now to the right. Straight legs. Draw the right hip back. Big breath in. Bigger breath out. Guide your left heel to the ground. Get that opening along the back of that calf muscle. Circle the right arm all the way back to the front of the mat. Bend your right knee. Step it back. Downward facing dog. Inhale, ripple forward into your plank. You can rest the knees. In fact, I insist. Exhale, lower into your chaturanga. Come all the way down onto your belly. Take your hands wide. Bring your legs together. Toes are curling down towards the mat. Push the toes down. Keep the knees down. Once you have the toes tucked, hover them. Separate the heels. Push the big toes in. Cinch up that waist as best you can here. So pull that navel in so you feel some support. And then lift up the fingertips. Come up into our form of Shalambhasana. Chin is moving back. Breathe full and wide through the back of your body. Squeeze the inner thighs. Tone the navel area. Big breath in. Exhale, release. Hands by ribs. Inhale, Bhujangasana. Exhale, let it go. Press up and back. Downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Hold it here. Left leg up, bend knee, open hip. Re-square and step the left foot through. 3 rounds of our pyramid lunge stance flow. That is not what it is, but you know what I mean. Big breath in here. Exhale, shift it back. Nice and controlled. There's no rush. Letting go of things that we believe in, that we identify with, that we've used all of our life. Some of us are able to let go of these things cold turkey. And now rock it back. Pivot on the ball of your right foot and lower the heel. Keep that left knee. Oh, wait, hang on. Sorry. Yeah, I'm right. And I'll straighten out the left knee, pick up the toes, slight bend to the knee. So you may notice that left hip feels like it's moving a little bit further forward and up. So you could take your left thumb into that hip crease, take a breath in and lengthen and push so the head is going to go one direction. As you guide that hip away from the side of the rib cage to keep, like, you're aiming for almost equal amount of space on both sides of the waist. So there's no compression on the left side. All right, let's go for it now, open twist. So go ahead and bend the left knee, bring the left arm in the inside. You can have your hand to a block, squeeze in, draw the left hip back and pull it to the midline, and then go ahead, right thumb to the inseam. So take a big breath in and exhale, draw the head, the arm bone back, and open up into that twist. Check in with your right foot, don't forget about it. Root down the outer heel and that baby toe mound, and keep squeezing the feet towards each other. Push down into it a little bit more. Press down into your left foot now. Inhale, lift up, warrior two. Exhale, hold it here, check yourself. Make sure that left hip is pulling back into the midline. It didn't pop out of place as we came up. Reverse your warrior. Draw your attention to your left foot, pick up the heel, deepen the knee bend, and then bring the left hand, tuck it under. Pull that left hip in again, take the right arm up and circle it alongside your ear. Palm is facing down. Keep squeezing the feet towards each other, breathe. One more breath in. Circle the right arm around and back and open up into Utthita Trikonasana. Left hand can be to your block. One more breath in and out here. And then circle around, pick up your back heel and turn those toes to face forward. Right hand to a block around fingertips. Let's come into our pyramid long stance twist. Left arm reaches up. Squeeze into the midline. Big, big, big breath in. And even bigger exhale out. Go ahead and rebend, step back to downward dog, Adho Mukha. Lift forward into your plank. Knees down. Lower into your chaturanga. Come all the way down. You guessed it. Yes, we're going into another form of our Shalambhasana. This time, however, once we get the toes lifted and the knees down and the upper body lifted, take the hands alongside the body and turn the palms to face more inward. Breathe into the back of the body. Slowly release it, hands by ribs. Find Bhujangasana. Release. And press yourself back to downward dog or maybe child's pose for a moment. Take some water. You're sweating a lot. Dry your hands, wipe your brow. Just hold it here for a moment. Woo. All right. Couple more rounds of breath wherever you are. Active child's pose if you don't want to go too deep into a relaxed state. And then go ahead and make your way back into your downward facing dog. Big inhale, big exhale. On the next breath in, sweep your right leg up. So bend the right knee, bring it in towards the chest.
shift forward into a plank, bend the elbows and bring that knee towards the tricep, stretch the leg out and bring it back in. I'll do it on this side so you can see what I mean. So you're coming forward, bending the elbow, bring the knee to the tricep, stretch the leg out, and then bring it back. We're only going to do it 3 times. Okay, so that's what we're doing on the right side. If I did it on the left, you can see what I meant. Okay, so right leg up, bend the knee, bring the knee to the chest, begin to shift forward into a plank, bend your elbows, knee to tricep, kick the leg out, and come back up into 3-legged dog. Twice more. It doesn't matter if your knee doesn't touch that tricep. Let it touch where it will touch. Come back to 3-legged dog. And I'll bring the right knee down. Kickstand the leg off. And as you kickstand the right foot off, turn onto the inside seam of your left foot. Everybody here? Yep. And open up and over into a side bend. So the right hand is up and over. You could get your block here for your left hand into gate pose if you wanted to. Use work with a block. But the hand is reaching to the floor. Turn your gaze to look over or up to the right. Big inhale. Exhale it out. Inhale, whip back up. Cartwheel. Turn. And I'll swing that leg, that right foot over to the left. Lower your left knee for pigeon. Ha ha. Did you see that coming? I didn't. All right, so walk your left knee back, pat it up. Draw your knees towards each other, squeeze into your center, your truth. Big inhale here. Keep all that amazing length as you lower onto your forearms. So what I was saying before is that we cannot rush this process. All of us aren't going to be able to rush this process. Some of us are going to have to work at our own pace, at our own time. And it's no different in our yoga practice than dealing with this whole stuff, this whole situation of discerning what that truth is. All we're looking at doing right now is building and cultivating the awareness of what we no longer feel so jazzed about. Go ahead and pull your left heel towards your buttocks. And you can bring your left forearm a little bit over to the left and then kind of pull it in at about a 45-degree angle. This is where your strap can come in handy. Well, one of the times you can take your strap, reach back, and just get the foot into the strap. Okay. Once you have it, you're going to spin the arm, take the left shoulder back, and your palm will be facing more up. If you want to work with the strap, of course. If you're not working with the strap, you're going to reach back to the baby toe side edge of your foot and spread the toes. Take another breath in, and on the exhalation, open up a little bit more. Pull the heel towards your buttocks to get a deeper opening on your front left thigh. Take another breath in, exhale and slowly release it. Plant your hands and just step back to downward facing dog. If you feel called to take a vinyasa, go right ahead, otherwise you can skip it. Okay, let's move on to the second side. So 3 of those, I don't know what to call them, but left leg up. Bend the left knee, shift forward, knee to tricep. Kick the leg out. It's kind of like going into that Kundalini Asana stage pose, but we're not committing. Shift forward. 2. Last one. Good. Shift back to 3-legged dog, and then bring your left knee in. Round it, pat it up, kickstand and spin open, up and over, big inhale,
And exhale into your, into your gate pose. Gaze is looking up towards the left. Pull the feet towards each other. One more breath in. Exhale it out. Inhale. Go ahead and windmill the hands down. Turn back to the front of the mat and swing that left foot over to the right. Lower your right knee. Draw the knees towards each other. Big inhale, lift up. And exhale, lengthen. And lower. Roll the inner thighs back, but you're still maintaining that support for the pelvis. So you're still pulling the knees in towards each other. Take another big breath in. Bigger breath out. Pull your right heel towards the buttocks. Take the right elbow a little bit off to the right. And then bring it into that 45-degree angle. Left thumb to left shoulder. Again, if you use your strap, take the head of the arm bone back and reach back. You can keep your gaze down towards the mat. Full breath in and exhale, explore, bringing the heel closer to your buttock. Slowly release. Step back to your downward facing dog, Adho Mukha. Shift forward into your plank. Rest your knees, find puppy. Walk the hands out. So forehead down, chin down. If you choose for chin, make sure that you feel okay in the neck. You can still swallow easily and effortlessly. Knit the front ribs, tone the navel area. Go ahead and ground your elbows, pull yourself forward. Lower all the way down, forehead can rest, bend knees. Reach the hands back to connect to the outer ankle. Spread the toes. Take an inhale, press the feet into the hands, lift up into our Dhanurasana or bow. We are the arrow, aiming true. Feeling into the reactions, the sensations, the emotions, deciphering and turning like detectives, finding our truth. And then slowly release it. Let's come into another full Danda Pranam. Bring the arms out in front of you. Palms meet. Offering it all up. Setting the intention of letting go. The universe will definitely help us in this process. Take your prayer to the back of the head. Wash it down. Send it all the way down. Hands by ribs. Inhale. Pick it up into Cobra, Bhujangasana. Exhale, release. From this point, choose a downward dog or maybe an active child's pose or a more passive one. The choice is yours. If you go for an active child's pose, and even if you don't, if you're in Adho Mukha, think of your functional four toes in that shape and breathe through the front sides and back of the ribs. On the navel area,
Exhale, but try to keep the ribcage full and wide. Take one more breath wherever you are. And exhale, release it. And then come into a seated position. You may or may not need to elevate your hips. You're moving into Baddha Konasana or seated butterfly. Hope we're doing okay. So bring the soles of your feet together once you've chosen to elevate the hips if necessary. I might need to change this when we progress from this point. You'll see why really soon. So with the soles of the feet pressing into each other, you can hold on to the tops of the feet, like so by the toes, or you can, when did Miko come over here? Or you can hold on to your ankles. We're not really going into the fold. We're staying more vertical for this. You want to really think about throwing the shoulders back and rounding the pelvis and lifting the chest up, chin back. You can squeeze the outer hips or the glutes and guide the knees a little bit closer to the earth. But just hold it here. Take another breath in and exhale it completely. And now hold on to your big toes with your peace fingers. So the peace fingers, the two fingers are going to come along the back of the big toe, and then the thumb is going to come on the top, okay? Yeah, I'm going to come off of my little prop. All right, so we're going to keep the chest lifted. There's a push and pull happening with the big toes. You're going to bring the right leg out to the right and bring it back in. You can always use your strap here. I find it difficult to work with a strap because my arms are so long, and then go ahead and take the left out and bring it back in. Can you see where this is going? Let's try for both of them now. So you can shift the weight back so you're kind of behind the sitting bones. Lift the chest up, shoulders back and down. Hover the feet. Take a breath in, and then whoop, go for it. Nicely done. That's open leg rocket that you just did there, Genty. Good. And then slowly bring it back in and release. Good stuff. Let's come into Upavista Konasana. So take the legs wide. Again, elevating as is necessary. I keep checking the time because I don't want to take more of your time than I would have already. So if you're not sitting up on height and you're finding that your pelvis seems locked, you're not getting that tilt that you can see here, elevate the hips because you want that tilt. And then flex the ankles, spread the toes, and keep the knees and toes pointing upwards. All right. And she's back. Take a breath in, reach the left arm up and exhale up and over to the right. So here you could use your strap in the left hand and hook it around your right foot to pull you into a deeper side opening. Elbow be pointing more up. After your next exhalation, inhale, reach back up, lift up, and exhale to release. That actually worked because my arms couldn't reach the strap, really helped me out there. All right, second side, big breath in, reach it up,
And keep reaching up as you exhale over. And you're spinning the chest open, elbows pointing more up. Stay strong and active in your legs. Notice that right sitting bone, it might lift up a little bit. One more breath in and out. And then inhale, reach up. And exhale to release. So we're going to do that again, but in a different shape. We're going into Parivrita Janu Shirshasana. So that's revolved head to knee. So you can just bring your left knee in. Your left foot in. Okay. So work with your strap or not. So if you're working with the strap, here's what's going to happen. So for Janu Shirshasana, the right hand, the palm will be up, and the thumb is going to come over the bridge of the foot, and the forefingers are going to come underneath, and this arm is hooking in on the inside. And then the left hand is going to come on the baby toe side edge that way. So that's the grip. And you're going to use your hands. If you're connecting the hands to the feet, to the foot, you'll use that. Take a breath in and exhale to spin yourself open into the twist. If you're working with the strap, just hold the strap, one on either side. Take the strap around the foot. Take a big breath in. You're going to cross. You're going to take that right arm over to the inside, and the left arm is going to go up and over. Okay, so that's how it will work with the strap. So then you're going to take a breath in and lean back a little bit. Use this arm as leverage to help pull the right side of the rib cage over to get the twist and the opening. All right, so go for it. Choose which way you're going to work, strap or no strap. Big breath in, exhale, and open up. Check in with the shoulders. Make sure they feel safe. If they don't feel good, just let any of the binds go. You can always take the left arm, bend the elbow, and you're still going to get the twist, but you're taking care of the shoulder. Okay? It's really about getting that side of the body open and getting this twist. Press the right heel into the ground and pull it back towards the groin, the pubic area, the pubic bone. All right. One more breath in and out. Ground that pelvis down to the earth deeply, and then inhale, lift up. Exhale, release. Whew. Second side. I say it every time. Why in the fresh hell did I buy a 10-foot strap? Good grief. It's really too much strap. Okay, second side. Choose how you're going to make your connections. So what I did was I actually just crossed the strap already. Yeah. All right. So you've got it. Your anchor, big breath in. Creep the hands a little bit closer. And then you're going to get the left arm in. So you can think about the curve or the crease here in the elbow will come underneath that knee joint. And that's how you're going to use that part. There's leverage to help you open up into this twist. You do want your right arm going up and over as you spin the left side of the rib cage more forward. Okay? If it feels wrong and it doesn't feel good at all, please, as you would know, come out of it. Sorry, Miko. Ground the pelvis, ground your left leg, lengthen the sides of the waist, inner thighs roll back, reach the crown of the head away from the pelvis. Big inhale, big exhale. Ground it down, and then inhale, reach up. And exhale, release. All right, ladies. So all of this work was for what we're about to do next. Okay. I honestly don't know the last time I did this. Probably the last time I taught it. So let's come back to left foot in, right leg out. Peace fingers, big toe. Let's just do a little, so we're taking this knee. We're taking the right knee back. All right. Taking it back and forward. It has to go, we're taking it as far back as we can get it. Take your left hand to the sole of that foot. Okay. And bring that right arm down. Take a breath. Now move your left hand to the baby toe side edge of your foot. Yep. And open up into your compass. Use your strap. You can use your strap. Your gaze is over to the left. And when you're ready, release. Okay. Take a moment. Let that sit. Ooh, this might be the spinal alignment I've been waiting for. I've been needing. Let's go. Second side. Big toe, cap it off. Let's just work on getting that knee back. So if you're working with a strap, of course, honor your shoulder, what you're feeling in your body. But if you can creep your hand a little bit closer to the foot, do that. All right. Now take the knee back. Hold on to the sole of the foot. Bring the left elbow in. Put your leg on like a backpack. Reach that left arm out. Right hand now goes to the baby toe side edge. Take a big breath in and exhale. Ooh, one side is always different from the next. Here we go. Let's try the strap on this side. Oh yeah, so much better with the strap. Great, looking good. And release. So that was Yan Prasthana, our compass, following that inner compass. When we strip away, I don't even know what to tell you to do right now, ladies. Come into constructive rest, come into Shavasana shape, do a reverse tabletop. Just have to check in, see what does your body need right now. I feel like I need to be flat on my back. So that's where I'm going to go, constructive rest. So, you know, I think, and I'm speaking under correction because I don't really know much about compasses, but you can't find your true north with your compass if there's a magnet around because it's going to distract it, right? So we can think of those magnets distracting us as other people's beliefs and ideas that we have allowed into our lived experience. And this is not to make us feel bad or shame for doing it. We grew up, we were brought up, we were raised with these beliefs of our parents, our grandparents, ancestors, culture, even society played a big role in how we've come up. But I would imagine that for some of us at some point in time from birth until now, there were some signals that might have been letting us know, I don't know if this is for me. And we might have leaned into that and made some changes. But what this full moon in Sagittarius is asking us is to really challenge some of those deeper beliefs that have had a longer, stronger hold. And to just go back and check, do they really still serve me at this point in my life? Are they really going to get me to where it is that I want to go? And that's what this is about. That's how we aim true. So you build the awareness, you notice the sensations, and then we can make a step, a leap, a change, the leap of life. So I think what we're going to do is separate the knees if you are in constructive rest. Take that left leg all the way out onto the ground and bring your right knee into your chest. Hands to the back of the thigh. Hug it in. Push the right foot up. Stretch it out. Bring the right knee back in. And take it over to the left for a twist. Nice and slow. Go really slow. So take a breath in and use the exhale to move into your twist. After your next exhalation, you're taking your breath in and use the exhale once again to exit the twist. Again, hug the knee in one last time. Let's switch it out. All right. Whew. Right leg long, left knee in, hug it in, stretch it out, or should I say up, hug it back in, then take it off to the right. Take a breath in and exhale it out. Roll onto the back. Choose a symmetrical pose to close your practice with, ladies. I think bridge pose would be a good one. We did a lot of flexion, so let's stretch out the hip flexors. You could even grab your block if you have it nearby and slip it underneath the low back. I'm just too lazy to reach for my block. I'm not ashamed to admit that. But if you aren't, and I hope you're not as lazy as I am, pick your hips up and slide the brick underneath you. Once you have it in place, stretch your legs all the way out. Okay, I'm being, I can reach my ball. There we go. I'm going to use my ball. So you'll stretch the legs all the way out and get a good hip flexor stretch. So take the legs wide like you would for Shavasana, and then go ahead and take your arms above the head. Oh, it's really nice on the ball. If you all happen to have a mini stability ball, oh my goodness, you got to do this. This is nice. It's nice on the ball because it really supports the curve of the lower back. The blocks don't usually feel, I mean, I guess if you put a blanket or something soft over the block, it can feel nicer. Good. And then when you're ready, we bend your knees. Be careful. Oh wait, well, yeah, still be careful. I have to be extra careful. Slide the brick out from underneath you. You can come back to constructive rest for a moment, or if you feel called to do something else, go right ahead. And then stretch your legs wide, arms alongside your body with your palms facing upwards. Or maybe you bring the hands to the heart space just to connect with that heart energy. And allow yourself a moment of stillness to really listen and to feel. Becoming aware of your breath. Deepening your inhales and your exhales. And allowing that awareness to expand and extend to your arms and your legs, your fingers, your toes, all the way throughout your entire body. Becoming aware of your entire body as you're on your mat, and continuing to let that awareness grow and expand beyond the physical body into the space that you're in. Through your presence in this space. And then begin to make your way into a comfortable seated position, taking your time to get there. Rolling onto your side, or maybe you feel energetic and just want to rock on up to seated. The choice is yours. Bring your hands to the heart space, not in Anjali, but just bring the left hand and then the right. And remember to aim true. Give yourself the space to sift through all the noise so you can see or hear what really truly resonates with you, what really truly lights your fire and excites you, and only you. You can bring your hands together at the heart space in Anjali now. And open up into Pushpanjali once again, making our final offering to the universe. Just asking the universe to guide us on this path. We know it won't be easy, but it is necessary. Bring your hands back to the heart. I'd like to thank you all so very much for sharing your amazing energy with me this morning and trusting me to guide you through your practice today. Be free, be true, and always be you, blessed be.